I turn on the side.
Yeah, turn on. Okay, something.
One dog. You mean that did got in the kitchen?
No, that's so cool.
I hear, not true. Oh my God. You have to be
Sorry.
That's what I'm saying.
You have to be here for the people who are consistent. Yo.
Hi guys, I'm here on the second day of our annual Maroon celebration. We're in the Australian. Hey, what one?
Hey, oh, let's smile. You see, come on. Use your hand and do this. Hold the crayon. Rub it, rub it. Rub it like when you're making chart for daddy and mama.
So these are some gifts for our elders. It's elders treat. So these are some of the gifts that we're going to give away today. Yeah. Go girl, go girl. They are coloring the abeng. So this is our abeng, and they are coloring it. How much you not color?
As much as you can.
Just color, hurry up. You have one pinkish orange. Which are we actually up here, Yana? Actually up here, that's where I'm there. What color I have?
Inside our feet.
What color have you outside the okay, orange, pinkish.
Them doing it right,
Yeah.
for the yellow.
Jamoni, you gave them this already? You gave them this list already?
Okay, that was nice. That's the bang.
Those are children coloring, using their imagination. This is beautiful. Anyone see turn up pages? Alright, alright. Remember you need to be as creative as possible. Also, you need to color within the lines. And see on page
Come here, please. Come and do us.
3, our Prime Minister and the oldest. And see Aki. Anybody knows Aki's what? Why Mrs. O'P? Aki? Hey. Alright, alright. Being creative is important. As children, use your imagination and love it. And loving it.
No?
Open. You alright? We're down here, so.
All right, this is blue draws. Blue draws. All right, the good old rundown, this you know, good old rundown. Here you go, guys. There's the blue draws boiling. Here you go, guys. This is our nice African princess Jamie. She's what you want again? Massage therapist. Okay, here is Jamie. She's
Massage therapist.
make she tell us something about herself and what
My
she's
gosh.
doing. All right, come, Jamie, tell me something
You can
about
ask me
yourself.
questions.
No, tell me what your is about. Hi, Rankin. Hi, thank you for coming.
Okay, so my name is Jamuka Rose. I attend the GC Foster College of Physical Education and Sports, and this is where I am pursuing associate degree in recreational and sports massage therapy. So today is basically about healing and the wellness of the body. So under this very small tent is where I will be massaging for today and tomorrow, just to help to circulate the blood flow and to help with relaxation.
Okay, so this is our little space here that we have.
Rain
So,
flood me out.
good for the out.
I'm going to take off the poster for please.
Okay, so this is our little space that we have here, guys. So, if you want a massage, what's the cost for the massage today?
The cost, either upper half or lower half, is 1.5.
1,500. So, guys, if you want a massage, come on down to Jamie. $1,500. Me go come get my massage, you know, cause me pay not bad. Yes, go come get a little massage, yeah. So she have all our little stuff here that she use. They use Kango too.
Yes, candles for aromatherapy. But
Okay,
breeze,
Kango. They also do use music, don't? They do music too.
well, she have the music, so we can do that. I mean, I have
Okay.
my own space. But
Okay.
usually, yes, I use music.
Okay, you have your oils and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. So this is our beautiful African queen, Jamaican Maroon Charlestown. Yeah. So this is our little space here. So look, guys. Mm-hmm. Yes, guys. This is our massage bed. Right here is our massage bed. Come and get your massage. Hi, Otso. Hi, Izzy. How you doing? Thank you for coming. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. Here, somebody answer them back on earth. That's here, there. Should I get a massage? Okay, Jamie, see you. Also, here is our bonfire night. Let me show you what our bonfire look like. So this is our bonfire that we're gonna light later in the night. Yeah. So this is gonna burn right through the night. It's our bonfire, yes. So this is where we're gonna enjoy ourselves later on in the evening. Sometime I'll have to mute the mic because of the music. Okay, guys, and here is our drum over here. We have some small children doing some drumming. So later there'll be a lot of excitement. All right. Yeah, here we go. Okay. So this is our stage for later. All right. So this is for later. Okay, guys, this is our sponsors that sponsor our events. Yeah. Yes, guys. You beat me? Come now. Aye. Okay, tell me later. Lani, thank you, thank you. Thank you. Guys, music is playing, so I have to mute the mic for a few minutes. I'm not done it. I don't know that. I don't know that. That's what I do. So we have Minister of Health here with us today. Minister of Health with physical activity. This is a bus for the doctor.
Give her a round of applause for me, please.
Good. Good. All is well?
To come for our lunch.
I want to say good job to everyone. And Janelle Gillespie is the winner on this table. Round of applause for Janelle. Sportsmanship. And for the babies. And for the babies. Who do we
Miss Joy.
have? Who do
Hi,
we
how
have
you doing?
Yes, 2 winners we have.
Okay, too, we are here at the Maroon Festival that I was telling you about.
Oh, this Javante Thompson.
No, it's our Maroon Conference. So we have
Give him a round of applause.
health checkup for the elders, the children, the middle age, everybody.
Everyone that participated. We
Yes. That's for the elders, everybody. They're here. Check up everybody. So, I have a YouTube channel, so you can subscribe to my channel. Marie Ellis Unique Blog. Unique Blog, yes. So I am live right now. Yes, it's for everyone. Yes, it's for everyone. So we are in the Asafo yard. Yes, so later we're gonna have drumming and dancing. We're gonna have bonfire later on the riverside.
See what you call it, walk with your foot.
Yes. So here is our MC, Miss Lois.
Come on. We're going to the stage. Come, baby.
Yeah. And that's the cool Joseph. Find it? Find it? Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
So you're enjoying yourself? You're enjoying it?
While this is happening, I would like to have the junior drummers gather yourself. The Charleston junior drummers will be drumming, and then the senior drummers will be drumming afterwards. Junior drummers, Charleston junior drummers, please, you'll be drumming in the next 5 minutes. Get your things on the stage. Charleston junior drummers and dancers.
And then man is here.
Oh,
Tyra.
you know, I'm not here. I'm not here. So everybody's eating and enjoying themselves.
Alright, so the junior drummers will be performing for you now. And at the end of the day, before Bonfire concert starts, we'll have the Charleston senior drummers. I want to say congratulations to our young leaders here that won their coloring competition.
Pull on. I'm oh, this is your skin.
Hi guys, thank you for coming. Thank you for the likes. The voice is gone. My voice is not voice at all.
Alright, it's ready. Quick. Hello.
The elders. Mom, I'm not classify as elders. I'm not over 50. I'm not over 50. I classify as elders. Okay, I'm not classify as elders. This year I'm 51. I'm not classify as elders.
Alright. For the persons who may need
daughter. I know how you doing. Good, good. Good nurse. Good job in this year. Good, good.
Let me see one. Let me see one. Long time to see.
Yeah, kind music I disturb me bad.
Alright, for the elders, after the junior drummers and dancers perform, we are going to have a little competition with the elders. Sir Burdock, are you ready? We are going to play for the elders. Guess the name of that singer. So prepare yourself. Let's see if you're musically inclined. The DJ is gonna welcome. The DJ is going to play the song and you're going to guess the name of the singer or the artist. So prepare yourself. Let's see how musically inclined you are as elders.
Hi, all right, Joe. Hi, Lucy. Hi, thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. Thank you guys for coming out. Thank you for the likes as you come along. Please like up the live.
You're disqualified. You're too young and frisky. The elders. Run another track.
Damn, what's his name? Stefan, bro.
That's it. Another good record. Oh my God. Oh, everybody all right, nobody can name that one. So Mr. Selector, the lollipop goes to you. Selector win that one. Selector win that one. All right. Give them another one. We're asking everyone to clear the food tables. There's a food table here, 3 food tables. If you're not 60 and over, you should not be at one of these tables. The elders are not going to be seated here. So these young, cute gentlemen here, you don't belong here. Too young, too cute. You're just hearing. All right. Ladies, this is the Bambinos.
Morgan, I'm gonna say hi.
We're asking you to just approach the table.
One bag.
One bag? Clear bag?
All right.
What we say, one bag?
Bag.
All right, all right. The bounce about is here. Guys,
Yes,
come
all
on
doing
the
that.
stage. You are going to be just performing.
Go back down, sorry.
Maroon Conference and the festival, the land part 2. Ladies and gentlemen, if you've been having an awesome time today, let me hear you make some noise. But you can't give me some and make some noise. Let's do it again, ladies and gentlemen. If you've been enjoying yourself here at the 17th Annual International Toronto Maroon Conference and Festival, the land part 2, let me hear you make some noise. Yes, yes. It's a good look, it's a good look. Up next, even a child shall lead them, not true. Up next, the children will be drumming. So please take a seat and get comfortable. Take a seat and get comfortable. We are in for a treat. Big up those who came from near and far just to be here. The entire continent is here, not true. Do we have the continent of, what's the first continent? Is North America is a continent? North America, do we have anyone here from North America? We're the North Americans. Make some noise, North Americans. I hear a little noise. Do we have anyone here from Central America? Central America is in the house. They're dancing and they're lively. Big up those traveling all the way from Central America. What is next? Anyone from South America? No one from South America? Colombia, Venezuela, and so on. What about the continent of Africa? Because the Africans them in the house. Yes, it's a good look. What about Europe? We have anyone here from Europe or Asia? Yes, they're here. The entire continent is here and we're happy to have you here. Big up to those who have been on the system, Brent Lock. Big up to Ion Radio, who is always supporting the initiatives and the programs of Charleston. Our Maroon Vibes Queen was here with us as well. She's still here with us. And of course, many of us are looking forward to Bonfire Night. Anybody here waiting for Bonfire? Call a friend to tell a friend we're in for a grand treat this evening. Mr. DJ, take it away. Did we, and of course we have saved the best for the last. We have some Asians here. Ladies and gentlemen, we are the Asians in the house. Yes, I hear them, I hear them, I hear them. Alright, so the junior drummers and dancers are going to perform now, and immediately after that we are going to have the Colonel's tonal reasoning. I'm asking all the panelists to draw near. After the drumming, we're going to have the Colonel's tonal reasoning.
Hi, Natural Life. Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, pay attention to the stage. Front and center. Gentlemen, let me hear you clap once. Come on, ladies and gentlemen, let me hear you clap twice. Let me hear you shout, yay! Let me hear you say, yay, yay! Yay! We're happy to be here. And our children are ready. Our children are about ready. We're kindly asking us to be quiet as we pay attention to the stage just
That's the
now.
answer.
Give it up, ladies and gentlemen. Give him a round of applause. Yes, that was absolutely amazing.
When are they made?
Okay, so thank you very much. Let's hear it again for Charlestown Maroon Junior Drummers and Dancers. Yeah. As the future of the Maroon community here live and strong, and all of our families I see here drumming. You heard her? Yes. This young man wants to join the Junior Drummers and Dancers. Yes. Please, Captain Douglas, you want to recruit? Right here want to join. Right here now you want to join. Alright? So go and join up there. Yes, okay. So the tradition is strong, but the youths them here drumming. And what we're going to do now, we're going to do a Colonel's Town Hall. We're at the Colonel's Town Hall right now, and in the Colonel's Town Hall, we're talking about the topic of Maroon lands. Maroon lands. Yes, and the theme of this year's 17th Annual International Charlestown Maroon Conference and Festival is about lands. Right? Lands. Right, sir? Maroon lands. We want to talk about maroon lands because it sounds like sometimes the perspective is that Maroon don't have no lands. I'm trying to understand, so where we there? So I look around left, I look around right, and I'm looking at Maroon lands. I'm looking at Maroon families who live in that Maroon lands. So when we see here, so we don't have Maroon lands. But I come into Maroon community and I see Maroon people living on Maroon lands. I'm confused. And I'm trying to understand the situation between government say we don't have nothing in Maroon land, and Maroon say we have Maroon land for centuries. So we want to talk about these issues. I want to hear your perspectives, right, from persons who are inside of the community, persons who are outside of the community. We have representatives here on the line today from the Ministry of Legal and Constitutional Affairs. They'll be joining us. Yes, sir. Yes, and we have, of course, Colonel Wallace Sterling from Moortown, talking about Maroon lands from ancient times through Moortown history. And we're going to have a Cacique Kalan about the Taino, the indigenous relationship of communities to our lands. So Cacique Kalan is going to join us right here now as well, too. And we have Dr. Rachel Goff, who I'm proud to say is my cousin. And she's here talking about the issues that relate to historically how land ownership in Jamaica has been racialized and caused the black majority to be landless. Right? Then we have Dr. Christopher Burgess will be talking as well, sharing some history of the perspectives of land inequality. Land inequality. Our land was central in the colonization of our communities. And so how now, and we talk about going to a republic, what are we doing about black people lands? What are we doing to secure the future of our lands? Right? When we hear about these things, we hear some terms used sometimes, some words used sometimes, like the word squatter. I'm trying to understand what that word squatter means. You know? I hear this word a lot, and I don't really understand this word. The word is foreign to Maroon language, and so I'm trying to understand the word. And so when I talk about these things here now, I'm going to be the moderator here this afternoon on Marcus now. And so please stay with us for the final line, and those who are right here, we're going to talk about in the Furnace Town Hall. Alright, so I'm waiting on Colonel Sterling to join us online. Yes, I see David Colonel Sterling back with here online. Check and see. Okay, alright, and we have the Ministry of Legal and People Affairs as well online too. Yes. I have the coffees here. Okay. Alright. Alright, so I'm going to ask our panelists or co-panelists to join us. Yes. Dr. Burgess will join us as he arrives. And it's a conversation. It's not a lecture. It's not a one-way talking. It's a conversation. And we want to hear about persons that I say who are more familiar than some of the other persons we are talking about Maroon lives. Okay, so are those on Zoom hearing us? If you are hearing us, please. How can they
Yes, hearing you loud and clear. Are you hearing me?
Yes, we're hearing you, sir. We're hearing you.
Great.
Is that Mr. Robertson?
Yes, it is.
All right, sir. Well, this is the permanent secretary. The permanent secretary, the Ministry of Legal and Constitutional Affairs. Here with us, sir. Very glad to
servant is here, sir.
Sorry? Yeah,
My servant is here.
very good to hear that, sir. And see, the technology, you can have it here inside the on the comfort of the home. So, the promise is going to ask to see our person's face, the knowing in this intimate setting of the room. Alright, and Dr. Rachel Goff, who is here right with me, going to join very shortly. And we also going to join by who is here very shortly. So, discussion going. As it's a town hall, I want to sit down around the table and be too stiff. And I want to interact with some of our community members we have here. You know, so we can get a better understanding of who is here. All that of people living in our communities, just to understand who is who. So I'm Marcus Goff, I'm going to be moderator here this afternoon. And I'm going to see if we can have some more community members introduce themselves, say where they're from, maybe Charlestown or Plum Valley or Roseville, I don't know. They're a guest man. Please tell us who you are and where you are.
I'm a retired nurse and I'm from Charlestown, where I was born.
Okay, when were you born in Charlestown, man?
51.
Okay, all right, ma'am. So, if I was to ask, I'm a young man trying to learn more, right? What is Maroon land? What is Maroon?
The freelance in Charlestown, there's
Freelance. Okay, ma'am, freelance. All right, so growing up, what do you hear maybe growing up about maybe your grandparents talking about history, anything like that, or your aunt or uncle, or so forth? We want to share some of the knowledge as well too, because sometimes the history we hear is driven by, as we know, European researchers. Right? And they don't always talk to you and deal when it comes to our communities. And they make some presumptions about certain things that suit their maybe legal perspective on things. So I'll hear from some of the elders about what they have grown up, understanding about this community and its connection to Maroon ancestry. Any volunteers? Any volunteers here? I see, yes? Any volunteers here from Charlestown, from Moretown, let's say from Roseville, Plum Valley? Right, all our communities we have here. Please feel free, because now I want to hear your voices. We're going to have our guest speakers ready. Yes. All right, so sir, I still want to say something, sir. Yes, you know, 1 minute explain now. Yes, your knowledge of Maroon history in the Charlestown community. Don't want to say it on camera. All right, sir. But that of dance, and you know, you show them the Maroon dancing. All right? Yes, sir. Come through. Dr. Burgess. So, we're talking about Maroon lands, and of course, it's intimately tied into the history of Jamaica. And of course, the land laws, historically, of a particular English nature. Dr. Burgess here with us. Last minute, please want to join the table. Yes, and thank you, sir, for the invitation. Yes, sir. This is for Burgess. Yes, and he has written. Yes, thank you very much for welcoming his first time to Charleston. First time to Charleston. Yes, first time to Maroon community. Yes. First time to Maroon community. So welcome again. Yes, first time to Maroon community. Yes, thank you very much, sir. Please take a seat. Yes, thank you. So, I was sharing as we walked in, Dr. Burgess, the history of land ownership in Jamaica is equally tied to the history of the English land law, and of course the English colonial system that had a kind of, way of segregating ownership and rights along lines of class and color. So I read it in the road very recently in the newspaper. Interesting, article looking at this issue and also land and history, race, intertwined to, I guess, facilitate, they see, the landlessness of the majority, And I really was touched by that. I want to hear you speak about that, Let's say we're going to have speakers, I'm going to like to speak about that first, and then we'll have a discussion around it, and I introduce some of the speakers in the development part.
Greetings and thank you. Greetings.
Yes.
And visitors.
Yes.
Yes, I don't know if the chief is here to.
We have the captains here.
Captain.
Yes, we have the Cacique. Yes, Tiger Chief. Yes. Yes, Cacique Kalan is here.
Yes. Well, Marcus, thank you for inviting me to speak about this. Yes. The articles that Marcus was speaking about was spurred by a little bit of agitation and annoyance with the current situation of housing in Jamaica. By way of introduction, I'm a civil engineer. I've had a lot to do with land development in Jamaica, working for developers, and I'm also a land developer. Our very first project was to create a Oakmont project working with an engineering firm in 1993. And I had great hopes for Jamaica at that time. Unfortunately, that hope diminished over the years. When I saw that a lot of people were not having a better quality of life, but greater challenges. And I always heard, better is coming and soon get better, everything is a partner. I have a great wife, she's outside of Kosovo, and she said, I'm going to celebrate in November. And she said, why don't you grab the set of articles on housing? You know about housing. And that's what I did. So between November and February, I wrote about 10 articles on housing. And I started to publish it. So what you saw was one of the things. As an engineer, just a little bit more background. History is not necessarily what we're versed in, but it is the most exciting for me because the thing that you know the least about is the thing that stimulates me the most. And now as a historian, but all conversations center around history, so when I read about the history, pre-emancipation, post-emancipation, just pre-independence and post-independence, and relates to housing, This is my son, Emmanuel.
Welcome, Emmanuel.
Right. And so I thank you for this privilege to speak This is my wife, Olivia. Yes, so to the captain and the chief, thank you, I'm representing for allowing me to come here. But I little bit about land is not just about soil and earth, land is also about wealth and progress, influence. Yes, we can have that. One second, please. Thank you. Right, so now it is not about earth and soil, it's also about wealth and prosperity and progress and wealth building. And unfortunately, our injustice in land is not a new phenomenon, it goes back over 200 years. And so that is the disheartening part, that it is not something which is getting better, it seems to be something persistent that worries me. You did ask me to speak about land injustice, but I'm going to pair and marry land injustice with rural development, because I think both of them go hand in hand. So rural development has to do with building out of roads, social infrastructure, like schools, health centers, irrigation systems in farming communities, and facilitating commerce. Land injustice has to do with inequalities, land access issues, things which unfortunately a lot of our people have been the subject of since post-emancipation. And what was terrible and came up to me in the history is that the injustice was really as a result of actors that were similar to those that were just emancipated. It's called the elite, the brown people, and those that weren't too far from the plantation. Those who also started the plantation as well as those that the colonizers who were in back here, and landowners that were in back here. So that's, I'm going to marry rural development with land injustice. I think both of them go hand in hand, because rural development, if you don't have rural development, you have rural poverty. And if you don't have land justice, you end up with families that are vulnerable, economically vulnerable. And so we're telling you hand in hand. A short story to complement this discussion. Last year we went to Zambia on a holiday, and we got to learn a lot about the cultural setting, the nation of Zambia. So Zambia has over 7,000 nations, about 400 of chiefs. And the chiefs and the nations control about 90% of the land. Nothing happens with land in Zambia on what we call customary land. Unless the chiefs, the headmen, the king of the nation signs off. Environmental consultations, land use, land disputes, they all come through the chief, or the chiefs. We know about this personally as well, because we were looking at certain things here, and to go into certain areas and consult with the headmen of areas, go to school, and they have to pay the usual customary protocols, say what we're about, etc. I say this to say that I suspect, and from my research, that land injustice, I think, in a lot of African countries, probably less in Jamaica, because they have maintained their control of the land. And that may be something that we can learn if we were to fit into the English system that left with us, or people probably need to go about the certain control of the land, possession, etc. You know that as natural, right? Yeah. So, I say this to say that we can learn from our others, insisting on consulting with people, insisting on taking control of them. So that's the background, marrying land development, land injustice with rural development. And I want to kind of go into what I think is a presentation. The first is that when we speak about land injustice, I would like us to speak about commerce and marrying rural commerce with land. A little bit of history that on the eve of emancipation, apparently our enslaved were rich up, had over 50% of the cash in the economy at the time. That's the economist's estimate. So it speaks to even without ownership of the land per se, but with the ability to handle commerce, the enslaved were able to accumulate wealth, capture. So post-emancipation, they were ready to buy land that they were on. Some of them wanted the land that they were on because I think we were giving them this land as a right as well. And so I say that to say that commerce is important and commerce builds wealth as well. Not just land, but when you have both of them, you have something stronger. I'm going to read a little paragraph from a fellow called Brown who researched land injustices post-emancipation. So he said, nowhere was it clear that the success of the provisioning system during slavery was foundational to the slaves' land acquisition strategy than Jamaica. On the eve of emancipation, Jamaican slaves were captured. One estimate was that they were in control of close to 50% of the cash in circulation in the island. That to me is amazing. You know, how is it that you are enslaved, but you have this cash? You know, they were conducting commerce, they were growing, they were using land around them that was provided for them. The reason being, the enslaver didn't want to have to feed the enslaved. You know what? The enslaved wanted to be able to feed themselves. It was cheaper for them. So how is it we go from having this wealth as a people to this situation of persistent poverty over 200 years? Something has happened in the last 200 years. And so I want us to focus on the right to commerce and the right to use and access of land as essential for and rural development, essential for all development. The next thing I'd like to speak about is how long this history has been with us, over 200 years. So post-emancipation, what happened with the colonial government trying to divest some of the land left by the plantations that were suffering and struggling. And instead of selling them at reasonable prices, what the elite at the time did was to say, all right, set a limit colonial government of not less than 30 acres. And some of the freedmen got together and they had enough money post-emancipation to buy some of these lands. And very quickly what the elite realized was that if they allowed the freedmen to get all of this land, such as Boston and Sligo and some of these places that we know about, they would become empowered because land is power, money is power. And so what they did was to lobby the colonial government successfully increase the limit to 100 acres. And that made it difficult for freedmen. And so what they had is the families that we know about today that have 4,000 acres here, 500 acres there, and you wonder why. Why? Because they're coming down from great-great-grandpa. And they can trace some of these things. And so the Mines report, some of the students here will know about the Mines report, Commission's report, in 1938, when they were looking at how bad the condition was here in Jamaica, because 100 years and change after emancipation, people still are suffering. Still are suffering. 110 years later, whereas they used to have 50% of the cash in circulation, they're not less than 50%. People wonder why poor people are struggling. So Mines came, he took a look, and he said, as a whole, the picture is sober and depressing. It is frankly acknowledged that the economic condition of the rural as of the urban population is deplorable. Only a small and diminishing number of peasant proprietors engaged in the production of an export crop have attained anything approaching security. So the people didn't have any more land security. They didn't have cash, they didn't have land. Peasant agriculture is always likely to be the most helpful enterprise in the ultimate interest of the company. But progress both on small holdings and on smaller estates depends on far-reaching reforms of existing agricultural networks. Agricultural departments have tended to assist the large estates, mostly company-owned rather than the peasant holding. So we see a shift in the late 1800s to focusing on large company-owned estates. It makes no sense to leave out the small one, to leave out the foundation of the society, which is the community, the small farmers, and they were wondering why the police government, why the community is struggling, and why they look the way they do. Why? Because rural development was given a backseat or thrown into the car altogether on the journey to development. So what is the solution? My proposal for a solution is that communities like this get together, form NGOs, use the law, use the rules of their own system, and go about using adverse possession as much as possible. Use the same rules that they use and acquire land. And I hope I'm not stepping on anybody's toes here. It's the same thing the Chinese are doing now. They don't want to like much Chinese shopping each now. Think about it. Alright, so, and you know, maybe the government as a whole can have a ministry of rural development. You know, most of our people live in the country parts. Why is it not a ministry that focuses on their development? Not everybody lives in the city. Now, a third aspect is why rural development matters today. If you don't develop rural areas, people migrate. If you're not competent at home, here in Portland or here near INC area, you're going to migrate to Oceanus or Mobile or Kingston. Or, as most youngsters are today, they're migrating to the United States, Canada, or USA. Jamaica has the third highest rate of brain drain in the world. We're second to Palestine. Imagine we're second to a country that is being bombed. Why? Because of people see no hope in rural areas. They see no hope in the cities. No chance of getting a home. The homes are too expensive. And so when we speak about in the context of rural development, I think about why is it that why is it that 33% of the people in Jamaica are living in farming situation? We are now 200 years post-emancipation, and 33% of our people don't own the land they live on. They have no family ties to it, they have no legal claims to it, and these are the government numbers. And somebody may say, well, how does this compare with what else is happening in the world? Our average in the world is about 20%. So we are 50% higher than the rest of the world. What is so adverse here? Why all people don't access the land? And so it is a genuine problem, and we need to think about it. And also, if we don't solve informalities or informal settlements, we also have an increase in crime. So a lot of our rural areas have been seeing a rise in crime over the last 10, 20 years. And the reason for it is simple. If you have a generational wealth to pass over to 3 children, one or two of your 3 children are going to find gangster life or find things that they done they shouldn't. And not everybody can put themselves out of their bootstraps because not all of us are boots. So how we think about that. The next aspect of land injustice, as I could speak about, is matter of regularization. So in Jamaica, we used to have regularization like Operation Pride and the inner city housing project that regularized over 58,000 families. A lot of these things have been shut off from 2008 and 2009. So why is the government of the baby stopping the process of regularization and development of families? Why are they stopping something that is good? And so I want to put to you that in terms of land injustice, that we have to encourage our governments to regularize, to give the people legal what is years of historical background here to solve the injustice. And the last point I'd like to make about land injustice and rural development is that rural development and solving land injustices must be equitable. We have this way where we solve the problem for the minimum, but we don't really solve it for the community. We don't solve it for the small one, because it's harder to solve 100 people's problem than it is to solve a company's problem, a company's one entity. And so, historically, when it came on to the land reform, I've seen two approaches in the literature. The first sort of approach was a positive approach that I'd like to put to us here. Two good examples are the Dallas Valley Project, land reform, and the land use program that the government started in those days in Washington. And they were driven by internal dialogue, what do our people need? The people said they wanted land to farm, and then came the land use. And land use was so successful that even the Vermont said 2 years later that there was an increase in food production. The people in St. Thomas said that they wanted land to farm, and government already put in the Dallas Valley land program. My grandfather actually was a recipient of that program, and I am proud to say that today I'm a mango farmer. My wife is also a mango farmer, and my son hates mangoes. But it has, in the context of my mother's family, with 11 children, farming supported my mother's family. Half of my family are coffee, mango, and cattle farmers. I'm not proud of cattle farming for it. Look, cattle, yes. I'm actually a happy farmer, so I sell to exports. And so that, imagine a program from the 50s is still having an impact today, 70 years later. We're up to on the journey down here, we're talking about the mangoes that we picked yesterday and that will be exported tomorrow to Canada, or we're going to get to Canada. So, when it comes to land injustices and rural development, land reform is critical. Equitable land reform, equitable. Now, there's a reason why I'm making that case, is that in the history of Jamaica, there have been inequitable land reforms. Inequitable, for example, the Jamaican Agricultural Society. There are some societies that should go on their knees and ask for forgiveness, that have set up against the people who live in hundreds and disadvantage the small farmers. Yes, and you know, just so much that you make the truth and reconciliation. People say, maybe we could have do it differently. You know what I mean? And peace and love, they were putting a program for small farmers. There were other examples of negative land reform where the United Food Company, a company that has caused great trouble across the hemisphere, tried to get 4,000 acres in Pennington, Clarendon, and if it were not for a particular law and 400 small farmers, that American company would have succeeded in displacing over 400 small farmers. And so, when it comes down to land reform, land justice, have to speak about making sure it is equitable and for the people. If it's not for the people, we stand up against it. It cannot be that we prefer a big company, big companies take their money and try it back overseas, whereas local farmers develop the community. Yes. Right. The next thing. There was also another incident of what I call negative land reform, things that we have to watch out for. So we're here talking about land injustice and what to keep our eyes open, not only for the justice, but for the injustice. And so, for example, in 1980, spring rain displaced a number of farmers and caused a lot of rural to urban migration. And we see these large programs coming from displaced small farmers, we have to stand up against it. Because it's just making it more difficult for us. Way forward, or rather solution, you must ask for policies and must look for and stand up for policies that distribute land equitably, preferably to small farmers and not more than 5 acres for small farmers to develop communities and develop rural areas. That's what I will fight for. I think that helps to build communities. But overall, in terms of a way forward, we need mass regularization of land. A lot of lands in the rural area are family lands. They need to be titled so that families can pass on their wealth. We need to encourage the government to go after starter homes. Even in the rural areas, the starter homes is a good way of getting shelter in the hands of those that needed it. In terms of idle lands, we need to look at taking some of these islands back into the agricultural ecosystem and making it more productive for rural development. I mean, we should encourage our government to have a rural development ministry, a ministry that is focused on not only the farmers but developing communities, roads, irrigation systems, agricultural outreach. And when I mean agricultural outreach, genuine agricultural outreach. I don't know how many farmers are here, Marcus, yeah? But I find that a lot of the times our agricultural extension officers are knocked out to scratch and they come and they give, I want to say, bad advice. And I find it to be the norm more than the exception. And we need genuine investment in rural development, not just a man that have a badge. And if you know how to plant the farm, you know how to plant the market, you know how to do the thing. You understand? And I think if we solve rural development and land injustices together, our countrysides are going to be beautiful and prosperous again. The place is another championship and the place is going to be prosperous again. Peace and blessings, and thank you very much for the opportunity.
Yes, that's very lightning perspective there, which I would disagree with there. All right, so I'm hoping that we have our online guests. Well, yes, you have a question now, or have a kind of?
Everybody, I'm a question.
You have a question now?
No, I can wait. I can wait.
Yeah, man. Let me invite them. I mean, yes, we're going to have discussions of these other questions. But let me just invite our students online. The Ministry of Legal Affairs is online. And we're going to hear from them local as well. And then we can come back here hear about the perspective from our time. So, P.S. Robertson, I'm not sure if you're doing the presentation or perhaps. Yes. All right, and we're asking all Maroon families, it's time for y'all to please get to quiet to please have this discussion so we can make sure everybody can hear everything clearly. Okay, P.S. Robertson. Okay, I see someone on camera. Can you please be in the screen? Are you hearing me? Yes, we're hearing you. You're hearing me? Yes, thank you very much, sir. We're trying to get on screen here now.
All right. So good afternoon, Dr. Goff, your entire community, the Maroon community. Of course, I acknowledge the Chief Lumsden. Let me, of course, acknowledge my team members assembled online. We have our Captain Natalie James, our Director of Human Rights, Mrs. Robbie Mills, Legal Coordinator, and our very special guest, Sir Minister Maroon has joined. She took time out of her very busy schedule to have the discussions with you and your entire team. So I'm going to turn over to the Minister very shortly. And Minister, over to you.
You're muted.
I'm not hearing you, Minister.
She's muted.
You're muted, Minister.
Can you
I can't, but she's muted, so if she speaks, open her mic, it will come right up on the page, but she's muted. Ask her to unmute.
Lisa, can you unmute?
Got you.
Good, excellent.
Yes. I had lost the screen for a moment. Thank you, Case Roberts. Good afternoon, everyone. I didn't hear everything that you said. I'm just encountering a little bit of a technical challenge. I hope that does not inconvenience the session. Am I being heard?
I'm hearing it from my side, Minister. That's
All right.
Dr. Love, could you confirm if you're hearing on your side? Yes.
I say on the invitation to the Ministry of Legal and Constitutional Affairs, which I have the privilege of leading as the Minister alongside my Permanent Secretary, Mr. Wade Roberts. Till this 17th Annual International Charleston Conference and Festival, I would have liked to be able to join you in person, but I am out in the constituency dealing with a very important democratic process that is unfolding before us. And I'm grateful that technology has enabled me to participate nonetheless. I was hearing some of the opening clips of the